What's going on, guys? Nice guy driver. Some of you guys might think I'm wrong, but I just told my last passenger the corruption of Uber and Lyft and how much percentage we're getting paid, and I got a $20 tip. I don't think that's begging for tips, guys. I think that's simply telling them the truth. And by telling them the truth and telling them that a lot of times we're out here, we don't get a tip. We don't get a tip. If every passenger just tipped $1, your revenue would increase by more than you think. And you got to inform these passengers. They don't know what Uber and Lyft's doing. They think we're getting paid. They actually think we're getting paid. Probably most passengers think we're getting 80% of the money. And I'm telling them in some cases we're getting less than 50%. And that got me this $20 tip. Telling them the truth. Tell them the truth. Don't be worried about being deactivated and all that. If they deactivated you because you told a passenger their corruption, you go work with the rideshare professor company, what was it, GetRocket, wherever you got to go to, your own lawyer, and get help. It's that simple. You know, you can't let these apps scare you out of making a decent wage and getting some real tips, guys. Not no $3 tips. $20 tips. And I'm not in a rich town. I'm in where? New Britain, Connecticut. So it's possible. People want to pay. They want to pay the drivers. They don't want to pay more than half of the fare to the companies that aren't doing none of the work. We're doing all the work, guys. Why are they getting all the money? We're doing all the work. Make that make sense. You know, it doesn't make sense that these companies think that because they're providing customers that they should get more than 50%. Think about that. I picked up a young lady the other day in Bristol. She had no clue that we only make 50% of the fare. She had no idea, because in the minds of the average person, I think they think on average we're getting at least 80% for the driver, which makes more sense. It makes sense if the app, I think it should take less, but if the app took at least 20%, they are providing a service. They are providing the infrastructure. It's not that safe. But let's be honest. If we were getting 80%, we wouldn't feel as bad about not having those safety measures in place. We're getting less than 50% now. Think about that. We're getting less than 50%. And there's no safety measures for the drivers. Passengers got some. You know, they have to get all the driver's real information. They could do that PIN where you have to put in the PIN. They have the driver's plate. We have to scan our face every so often. We get background checks every so often. So it's more safe, I believe, for the average passenger than it is for a driver. And we get less than 50%. I'm trying to figure out how it makes sense. And I haven't come up with any reason why other than corporate greed, and they do have to satisfy their shareholders. Let's keep it real. It's a corporation, you know, and they're trying to satisfy their shareholders, and there's nowhere else to pull the money because you can only make the passengers' fare so high. And there's only going to be so many more years they could take from the drivers before a massive amount of drivers quit. I mean, in 1 year, 50% of their driving force quits. I think they would panic. Of course, Uber is in a better situation than Lyft. They have more money. They have more capital. They're diversifying. Uber's trying to take over. They're trying to be like the Amazon of transportation. I'm hearing they're actually transporting for weed in certain places. You know, that's an idea I thought about. You know, they're doing a lot, but Lyft, I'm not seeing any more streaks. And that was one of my strategies, to get up early morning and do Lyft only in the morning, and then later in the afternoon do Uber. It has switched to the point where the past 2 days I only did Uber because Lyft hasn't sent me any more streaks other than the normal day-to-day ones, like 2:30 there is one, but they used to give me like a guaranteed morning one, and it's not always there. I think it was like 7 to 8 or whatever. They'll still randomly send you a streak, but it's not money you can rely on. With Uber, at least they have, if you stay within your area, those area zones or towns, that they'll give you like an extra $1, $2, $2.50. I always go to one of those and stay in those all day, and I've made more money doing that. And in the morning, there's less competition, I believe. I believe that's the only reason why I get back-to-back rides early morning, because I believe less drivers. I think more drivers are doing what I used to do, which is get up late and be lazy. If you're gonna do Uber, I realize this, you have to do the busy times, and you got 2 choices really. Well, no, you got 3, because there's late afternoon, there's a little block in between when everybody's getting out of work, but that's a short window. That's like 3 to 5 maybe. Early morning, late at night, and we all know what happens with late at night. It's dangerous. Everybody should have a dash cam if they're gonna drive at night. And I told one young man that, and I don't think he understood that I think he thought you could just get out of work, you know, drive for a couple hours and be good. He didn't know that you have to invest in certain things to provide that safety. But this has been all my time, guys. Just want to give you a quick one to let you know my thoughts on you know, what's been going on lately. Lyft is definitely going down soon. I don't know if that means they're gonna sell or get bought out or whatever, but it doesn't look good for Lyft. I think Uber's gonna be around a couple more years, only because of their sheer buying power and ability to borrow money whenever they're in trouble. But that's been my time, guys. I'm gonna get out here, drive for a couple hours, and I got one private client, you know, that I gotta go pick up today. So thanks for your time. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thank you.